Hey gang, it's your friendly neighborhood RoboRiv, and for this episode, we're starting off way different. I'm sharing something that I normally don't really like to do, and that's where I show a rough of something that is not even halfway completed yet. I usually don't like doing that because I kind of feel like I jinx the drawing when I do that, but for the sake of this piece of art and the sake of kind of showing you through the whole process, this was a planned triptych, which is 3 drawings that make one big picture that I was going to do for the Spider-Verse, because I really love the Spider-Verse movies, and this was going to be the spot looming in the background. But as you could see, the first piece to this puzzle is drawing Ghost Spider and Spider-Punk, which I have to the far right. I already had her pose kind of down for this one, and what I'll do is I'll copy that from my Procreate file, move it to this new file that you see me working with, and I drew both Ghost Spider and Spider-Punk a little oversized on this drawing. It's on a format for 11 by 14. That I really like I really like printing on the glossy Epson 11 by 14 photo paper. I think it looks really good for my work. So I sized it as that, but I drew the characters bigger. The reasoning why is because I do want to eventually finish that triptych poster at some point, but it's just right now prioritizing which artwork I should be working on is a big part of what I do day to day. And trying to like tap into drawing things that will do well at some of my meetups and shows and places I vend at, and also doing a healthy amount of original artwork for the things that I'm producing. And the reason why I decided to show you guys this, I was going to hold on to this video until I got further down the line and possibly did poster 2 and poster 3. The background is way different than what I want to have for the background of this triptych. So the prints that are printed like this are going to be pretty unique because they're going to have the background that's not in the triptych if I get around to drawing that. That's one of the things that's very common that I've noticed so far this year. This year I've done more shows and more, artist alley type things and conventions and stuff than I have any previous year for me. Because usually it's a matter of like not being able to make it to those shows because of work obligations, but that hasn't been a case for a good portion of this year. So I'm able to be a little bit more, industrious with my artwork. But it's also, it's time too. No matter how, how prolific you might be as far as like staying busy, that's only going to take you so far. You just got to prioritize, okay, what should I be working on? And sometimes I'm good at that. Sometimes, most of the time I'm not. But with this one, I said I had a Spider-Verse event coming up, and for someone who likes Spider-Man as much as I do, I have an alarming little amount of Spider-Man artwork. So I was like, man, I should do some more. And I've had this idea kind of just chilling in my roughs folder for a little while, and I was like, well, maybe I could work on it in a way, maybe not have it the exact way I pictured it, compromise the background, but still do something pretty cool and colorful for the Spider-Verse thing I had. It was at a children's hospital here locally, or not children's hospital, what do I say? It's like a children's museum, Omaha Children's Museum. I did that, and I'm glad that they keep having me back too. Like it's just a really fun time, and it's good to talk to some of the regulars there that I see every time I'm there, and it's really good talking to the parents too. they seem to be more of a fan of my work, I think, than the kids are. But it's a fun show, and I wanted to do something unique. So it's like, let me draw these guys out. These are two favorites of the Spider-Verse movie, especially Hobie Brown, Spider-Punk. As you saw earlier, I was sketching him out without his mask, and I still want to do a drawing of him without his mask. I think he has a really cool look, and I don't understand how he gets that hair under that mask. It's a mystery. It's, but he's working with cartoon physics, so it's all good. This guitar was a challenge. I'm still getting decent at drawing guitars, which is funny because the one of the projects that I keep alluding to in all of these videos, that this comic, this graphic novel I'm working on, there's a lot of guitars in it, so I'm getting better at it. I really want to just go out and buy a guitar, and maybe even learn a little something, but mostly just have it for reference. Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, whatever you like to call her, this was pretty straightforward. I tried, instead of doing such solid blacks on inking her like leathery parts of her suit, I went ahead and used it's in the paint brush set in Procreate, but it's like the squared off brush that's kind of tapered off, transparency, opacity wise. I'll have all that stuff on the side of the artwork in this video like usual. I will say, putting out that Invincible video, if you missed that one, that was the episode before this one right here. I really have a lot of fun, even though it's a pain in the neck for me recording wise, because I'm not recording on the like most up-to-date stuff that you can record on. I literally just use my phone to record most of my recordings. That includes the audio too. So one of my goals this summer is to probably just invest in a good mic if I'm going to keep doing this. And so that's just a personal thing that I want to do. It's, I'm not really looking. I think at first when I first started doing recording some of these videos, I had it in the back of my mind, it would be great to get monetized, but I'm also seeing realistically, like, it takes a lot to get to that level. Hopefully I can be consistent enough. This is all really just a exercise in consistency for me. Not that I don't love making these videos, and like one of the things I say often is, only thing I like talking more about myself is my artwork. And you can let that be as vain as you want it to be, but there's, I don't look at it that way. It's, for me, it's just like, it's free therapy. It's a free way to get to vent my process and talk about it a little bit, and maybe become a little bit more aware of things that I take for granted in the process. I'm not an art teacher at all. I just show what I do. I'm still working on articulating it. But all that to say, the inking technique that I used on Ghost Spider's leathery bits or her spandex was a little bit different. I think I may have done the same thing. Yeah, I did. Okay, I'm working on it now. On the pants and on the jacket, I did the same thing with Spider-Punk, and just kind of, let certain areas have a little less pressure on there. I went back in with the smudge tool and smoothed out some of the areas there. But didn't go too crazy with it. I wanted to show some of that square shape that the brush leaves. I personally think it's just kind of a cool effect. I'm seeing other colors kind of have that same effect, so I try to mock that with what I do. And I was just working on how I lightened the opacity so I could kind of clean up where his studs were at on his jacket. And yeah, like I said, it's normally I wouldn't draw these characters so close to the edge of the paper because it creates a tangent. But as you'll see a little bit later, I ended up adjusting the size of those characters. I just wanted to draw them big because I may need to, if I finish those other 2 posters, I may need to go back into this file and I'll be already like 2 steps ahead because I'll have these characters fully rendered out. I can just copy and paste onto the poster with the spot looming in the background. Because this one initially I'd like to have like the Spot's hand looming in the background and buildings and more of a blue, darker color palette than the extreme one that you're going to see here in a second. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Adding that little thwip line for Gwen, even though I knew it was going to be there in the drawing, it really did add it added a lot of pop to this drawing. And for this, I just wanted to kind of make the portals that they go through in the Spider-Verse movie. So I looked up a picture and didn't get a whole lot of really great quality pictures, but I just kind of really looked closely to see how that design looked and did a more simplified take on it with the with some effect, the help of some effect brushes that I'll have here in this video so you can see what I was using. And I did a Gaussian blur and motion blur to get that kind of movement going on with the red strokes in the background. Also, too, for the coloring of this entire piece, one thing that I did drastically different is instead of going to my color picker and picking different hues, I just stayed on the warmer side of the color spectrum, like on the red side, and just did different tones of gray scale. And I believe it was like a multiply to make it look dark, and either overlay or screen for the lighter parts to kind of make it look a little cell shaded. That's something I'm playing with a lot more now with the book that I'm currently working on, because it kind of simplifies the process a little bit. And colored my thwip lines gray so they don't pop too much, and boom, here it is, the finished piece. Ghost Spider and Spider-Punk leaping through the portal, coming to get you. If you enjoyed hearing me rant about this picture and just about life and artwork and all that good stuff, check me out on the next episode by subscribing to Art of Nick Rivers. I really appreciated every little bit. Tell your friends about it. Like if you see me at a show, be like, hey, I met this guy, this is what he does every other Wednesday. I really appreciate that. And until the next video, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna leave you. Have an excellent day. Do something you want to do today. Make time for it. Make time for yourself. Love you. Peace.